Good morning, dear students. Today we learn the role of operating system in running a program. It is a part 2 of chapter number 4. In this chapter in this part we know how our program will be executed by the operating system. Now, operating systems is a interface between the users and hardware. Our computer system is a hardware and we are users. We are giving the instructions to the computer, and computer convert this instruction into the exe file, and this exe file will be run by the operating system. Now look at the role of an operating system. We have learned that once a program is turned to executable form or exe form file, they can be run by computer independently. An executable program run on computer with the help of operating system. The operating systems has a major role to play in a executions of a program in executable form. In earlier days, computer used to run one program at a time, but modern day computer are capable of running multiple programs and categorized to program to multiple users. Thus, the role of an operating systems nowadays is much more complex and important. Let us see how the operating system play an important role of running a program. Now, operating systems as a resource manager. Resource manager, it mean by it provide the resources to our computer, our programs to run. Now let's a program when not running in simple laying on desk. कोई भी any program is not run by itself. It gently stored in disk. To execute it, it must be loaded into memory first and CPU. To CPU be assigned it so that its instructions can be run. The moment of program is loading for running and executions, it is called process. Multiple programs are interlaced with each other, so it is important to overall efficiencies of the computer system. Multiple programming improve the overall efficiencies of the computer system by getting more work done in less times, as a computer may be shared among the numbers of active programs which are present in a memory at same time. While CPU is executing a job, it has to wait if the job require input output certain operation. In this case, the CPU wait for the input output operations to get over. Look at this formula. Throughput equal to number of job completed and time taken. Throughput, here throughput which refer the numbers of job carried out in given unit of time. If computer are completed one job at a 18 second, and then second job in second case two jobs in 18 second, it means by increase the performance. And how it is possible? In first case, computer wait for input and output operations each and every time, so it will be take too much time. And in second case, if one program is need the input and output operations, so computer send this program into the wait stage and execute the next job. So two job will be completed at a one time. Now, thus we can say that loading multiprocess, the operating system improve overall performance of computer system. When multiple processes are running simultaneously, it is important to manage them. For this purpose, operating system provide following functions: process management, process schedule, memory management, input output management. Now process management. When computer need to be execute process management, when a computer need to be execute it approach operating system. If any program want to execute, it will be directly approach to the operating system. The process schedule of operating system load it into memory and it become process which is executed as per the instructions as soon the processor or CPU is assigned to it. Now how it is possible? Look at this diagram carefully. First, program code. In first region, compiled code of program, every instructions and every functions of the program states a particular address. And then next step, with the on that program the global variable is stored in next place. And then stack, the third region is known as stack. It is used for great many things while your program executed. The stack is used for holding return address at the function call, argument passes, all these things are stored in the stack form. Now fourth place is heap memory area, is the region of free memory for which chunk of memory are allocated while processing. Dynamic memory allocation functions are stored on this area. Now how our program will be executed? Look at this diagram. Our program will be executed with the following this state. First state is start. Any program are initial states for executions. Then ready state. After start position, if the one program is run and CPU want to next program for executions, it convert the second program in ready stage. Then ready stage, then after running stage. Once a program gets CPU time, the CPU start executions the instructions of the process. Now the process start become running stage. Wait stage. If during executions the process has to wait for some resources, such as waiting for input and waiting for file to become available, then CPU take up the next process. Waiting for CPU and the current process state become wait state. Then terminal states. Once the process all the instructions are successfully executed and it has completed its executions, or it is turned by the operating system. In either case its states is changed to terminal states. I just explained this with one program. If we are making any program in Python and it's ready states and it went to running states, and these running states, if I am giving in the instructions inside the program to need some input data from the users, so CPU change it running conditions to wait condition. Then on that time CPU execute the next program, and if we are enter any data as a input, then again it will be went to the ready states and then running and execute it. Now how CPU execute the instructions of a ready process. In a ready process, computer allot the different regions of our program to execute. First, instructions. These instructions are loaded into the fetch memory and control unit decode it, and register are the temporary work area of CPU. Then after these decoded instructions are executed by the arithmetical logical unit, and these instructions are stored by as a results. This process is done by primary memory. It is a functions of CPU. Now the next point of operating system, process schedule. As we know that multiple programs can be loaded simultaneously in our computer memory for execution. In such case, it is very important to manage this process as to determine which program will get CPU time, which process has to be removed from CPU, which process has to be shifted for input output, and what to be in case interrupt occur. Now, common schedules strategies are the computer system or operating systems are follow the common schedules strategy. First is FCFS, first come first serve. This process enter the first in the query, get the CPU first. Second, a round robin schedule. Every process is given some fixed amount of time on CPU, say n millisecond. If the process is over during that time, the process is terminated. Otherwise, its state is changed to wait, and next ready process is given the CPU time for desired amount of time. Now, sort job next. CPU pick the next job that will take shortest time out of ready process in and many more. Now the third, memory management. Memory management is a part of operating system in another very important part of everything which is being processed has to be loaded in memory. Thus, memory management perform these functions are keep track of each and every memory locations regardless of either its location to same process or it's free. Check how much memory is to be allocated to the processor and how much allotted. Decide which process will get memory in at what time. Keep track the whenever some memory get freed or unlocated and corresponding it updated the available memory allocations, etc. Now next point is ensure that safety of data in memory allocations to be processed so that other running process to be get hold this data. Now the memory management allocated memory to the processor to load their data and files, etc. using different strategies like continuous memory allocations, non-continuous memory allocations, or virtual memory allocations, etc. Some common memory management techniques are brief listed below. First, single memory allocation. It is the simplest memory management technique in which are available free memory allocations to single applications at a time. This means only one application runs at a time, and other application will get hold the memory only after the running application is over. Now second, partition allocations. In this technology, memory management, primary memory is divided into differently. Usually categories areas of memory are partitions. The running program is allocated one or more partitions depend upon its processing requirement. Paged memory management. In this technique of memory management, primary memory is divided into fixed unit called page frame or a simple page. A running application is allocated some numbers of pages for its working, depend upon its processing requirement. Now that segment memory management. In this memory management technique, memory is divided into logical unit is called segment. A segment may not be continuous in physical memory, but the logical different chunk of memory may belong to one segment. A running applications is allocated some segment depend upon its processing requirement. Next point is input output management. Whenever a process requires some input and output, the input output management part of operating system takes over. The role of input output manager of operating system is to connect the processor to actual devices through some strategy. There are multiple strategies followed by input output manager, which we are not covering here as it is beyond the scope of this book. The input output manager send the input output request to a physical device, and upon receive the response from device, it passes the received response to the processor. During the time a process is with input output managed, the CPU keep on working with other ready process. Now parallel computing. Parallel computing refer to a simultaneous work of multiple processes to solve computational programming. When a computer were invented, they were designed with one processor which was able to do one job at a time. So it executed multiple jobs one after other in a serial fashion. But with the advantage of technology, not only computers individual processor become more efficiency and fast, but also computer also started coming with multiple processor which were able to execute multiple processes simultaneously. The simultaneous use of more than one processor or computer to solve a problem is called parallel computing. Look at this diagram. In serial computing, the instructions to the computer and print grade card. Like one by one process will be executed by the processor. If one program need to 10 minutes, so for the 10 program it need 100 minutes. Now the new concept is parallel computing. In parallel computing, all 10 instructions are set parallelly for running. They are allotted a different processor 1, processor 2 and n processor. This system will compute the same task in 1 divided by 10 times above the system. Now, cloud computing. Cloud computing refer to store and access data and program over the internet instead the computer's hard device. The cloud is just metaphor for internet. To store and access program over a cloud, you need to access to cloud. There are basically two types of clouds. First one is public cloud and second one is private cloud. Public cloud. Public cloud refer a common cloud services made available to multiple subscribers. The cloud resources are owned and opened by third-party cloud services provide and deliver over the internet. In a public cloud, we share the hardware, storage and network devices with other organizations that use the same cloud called cloud turnet. A public cloud deployment are frequently used to provide web-based email, online office application, storage and testing and development environment. Some basic examples of this: Microsoft Azure, Google Drive, Amazon Cloud Drive, etc. For example, the public cloud is the Amazon, Flipkart, etc. On this cloud, we are easily access their data and resources. But in private cloud is consist of computer resources used exclusive owned by one business or organization. In a private cloud, the services and infrastructure are always maintained by private network and the hardware and software and dedicate slowly to one organization. Private cloud are often used by the government agency, financial institutions and other mid to large organization with business critical operations seeking enhancing controlling over their environment. A private cloud are known as an internet or enterprise cloud, reside on company's internet or hosted the data center where all the data protect behind a firewall. Thank you.